Do I go?
Yeah.
It's like time. Was that the hand thing to go? Like, what up, what up, what up, world? It's game time. We're here live in the flesh. Two of the greatest guys in the world with me. Frank, what up?
What's up? What's up?
Happy birthday.
Thank you, people. Good looking out.
Yes. Hey, Frank went around the globe one more time. And then we got New Hat Anthony over here.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
The new hat.
How's it going, man?
He's hiding something.
Season is gone. I know. No, I do need a haircut or lack thereof, but I'm just
He's wearing a wig.
I'm repping the hat today. I'm excited. Let's go.
LeBron needs a hat.
Yes.
Sorry. So, hey, sorry.
Sorry.
Hey, it's a football show, guys. Man, Anthony's that was sad. You kind of put me on a downer right there. We're pretty much at the halfway point in the NFL. Some of our teams are looking good. Some of our fantasy teams are winning, and some of us got to make a comeback. I think I'm on all sides of that. So,
I mean, when you're in as many leagues as you and Tycoon and NNY and all these guys in the listener league, man, it's you guys are in a lot of leagues, man. Like I'm in 6, and that's enough already.
Yeah. This guy's in like
I like to just fully concentrate, man. It's hard when you're on 5, 6, 7, 5+ teams, man. It gets a little crazy, but it's all fun, man. It's fun.
I could pay attention to more leagues, more than I do for sure. And it is weird when you're watching a game and you're like, man, I need a Justin Herbert to throw it to Keenan Allen, but not too many times, but just enough so I win this league and don't lose this league. But hey, it makes it fun. But let's jump into it, right? So we got a couple things we got to cover. Our shameless plug. We're going through Code Get Right. We got some new big information, don't we yet?
Yeah, man. So as we know, underdogfantasy.com. If you go there, sign up, use the promo code Get Right. They're doing a new promo starting today. When you use that code, you make your first deposit. They will give you 100% match up to $100. So you can put up to $100 in, and they'll match it dollar for dollar. So you can get on there, play their games. They have their nightly rumbles where you could pick 4 flex spots. No quarterback. Win your shot at $50,000. So, $50,000 in total prizes they got. They do it on, the Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night games. And then, of course, they always have those pick'ems. You can win 3 times to up to 20 times your bet. So, underdogfantasy.com, promo code Get Right.
Yes.
Check them out. They're worth a try, man. I like them. It's fun betting, honestly. If you get over there, it's different than the other kind of betting, dude. You're like, it's not just over-unders and picking the winner, dude. I like the verses. I like the fact that you're like, is this guy going to get 200 yards or not? You know what I mean? Is he going to run the touchdown or not? You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of bets that you're making on there. And I think that's a lot funner than just regular betting. I don't know.
Yeah, those prop bets are crazy.
Try it out. It's worth a try, man. It's worth a try, guys. As long as you're in the right state. Because I know some guys wanted to try it out. What are they? Arizona and somewhere else?
Washington.
Yeah, it's a couple states.
But we always got to say game responsibly.
Gamble responsibly.
Yeah. Nah. I'll say that we all kind of got hooked on that. Once we got involved in Underdog, we got in, and hey, we had some late nights where we did just draft after draft before the rivals and all that stuff came out. So it is fun. I'm gonna bring something up right now since Anthony, you brought up dollar for dollar. I'm just gonna do it. I talked about it. Whatever, make it happen. I know it's late in October. Right now, we're sitting at 241 subscribers. What I'm going to do is for every subscriber we get till the end of October, I'm capping that at 100, just like Underdog does. I'm throwing $1 towards either St. Jude's or something involved with breast cancer awareness for the month of October. Wish I would have done it earlier or thought about it earlier in October, strictly out of my pocket. Like I said, we're at 241 right now. We'll tally it up once we get to November. Hopefully we can start getting things rolling and do this stuff more often. But it's a good cause, man. Make sure everybody's getting checked, all that kind of good stuff too. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Enough of that. If you guys want to jump into the show, one thing we'll do, we'll probably make a Twitter post. Anthony's good at that. You help us out. We get this up on Twitter, start doing the shares, all that kind of good stuff, man. Definitely for a good cause. But you're supposed to say without further ado. I don't want to steal your line, Ant.
Whoa. Arizona can do it now, but still not Washington. Damn.
Down with Washington.
Man. And then he's saying good stuff to you right there. And yeah, man. And just real quick before we get into that stuff, before we have our ado, I guess you would say. Shout out to Dylan. Been hanging out in the chat for a long time, pregame. Love it, man. Everyone's in here. Neanderthal saying he's been sitting here waiting too. He's dying.
My
to
guys
hear
are
the
tailgating.
Absolutely, man. We're tailgating this Get Right Monday show. That's what's up. Big shout out to Jonathan in the house. How about his boy Damian Harris? RB1 in standard, I believe, this week. RB3 in PPR. Of course, after Alvin Kamara, I was going against him. So we know he's going to have a career night. And then, of course, Swift's there. We'll get to that. And it was against the Jets, of course. So it does happen. So, again, just getting caught up with everybody that's in here, man. Jonah, big shout out. How we doing? Got his W moved up from last to fifth thanks to Median. I don't know who or what.
Yeah, I think that was
a typo. Maybe he's going to fix that there.
Mike Evan, I'm going to go with.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, that might be it. Mike Evans.
That's a pure guess.
Hey, if it is, that's what's up. You're on it if that's what's up. And then he said, also thanks today, help for thanks earlier today on Sleeper, figured out a trade that's hopefully going to put him over the top. So big shout out. If you want to get on our private Sleeper channel, hit the description, scroll down. You'll see the link, grab that invite. You'll download the app. It's a place, a community where we can all share our information and just enjoy fantasy football together, man. So again, now without any further ado, let's get into the show, man.
He did clarify his league does median on Sleeper. We'll get to there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, without further ado, I think we kind of want to break into Magoat's interesting fact of the day. At
yeah, go ahead, hit it. Do you have it?
Go ahead.
All right. So
I just clicked off it.
I got it.
Oh, go ahead, Frank. I've been talking this whole time, so go ahead. I need a break.
I got it. Sure. The Chargers were the number one in offense and defense in 2010, yet missed the playoffs. That's crazy. How are you going to be number one in offense and defense and still not make the playoffs?
Chargers doing Chargers things right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that was LT era is what I was guessing.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Another thing we've been doing on our Monday overreactions, we always go over the best possible lineup of what you could have played. So I guess this would help you DFS, stuff like that too. I'll jump into it if you guys don't mind. Number one, jumping off with Tua.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Is that surprisingly or to me it is?
Point. Yeah. I think
Brian had his biggest game ever, right? His first 4 touchdown game.
He killed it. With a lot of help to Waddle.
Yeah.
Who, surprisingly enough to me, is not going to be on this list.
Yeah.
And since we're talking about
he had a better week,
I just want to mention
last week
because the main talk is trading Deshaun to Miami, and this guy's over here balling out, and I don't see the point of doing that.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't trust him, right?
And Cam's still sitting out there. I'm sure we're going to get more into that in the show, but yeah, who could put their finger on that?
Anyways,
so if we are talking about a super flex, we'll throw in Matt Stafford.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, it didn't look great for me. So
I kind of seen that coming because we were like, hold on, you could get guys like Matt Stafford that are going to probably win your league. We've kind of said that earlier in the season. I remember we're talking about this.
Yeah,
like we weren't down on Matt Stafford at all. We were high on him, but down on Wentz, and Wentz is not doing too bad either. He's had some decent games now.
I think he lost us in there with that one.
He
not at all.
Lost us for sure. Lost us for sure on that one. But I'm just saying, he's not doing too bad. Is all I'm trying to get at, man. Like,
he was running. I have to give it to him for sure.
Yeah, he was trying to win that game.
The Niners. That's why.
So we'll keep it going. So number one running back this week. Finally, I know a lot of people were waiting on this one. Frank, your boy, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah,
wow.
The sighting.
On the worst week ever.
Such an ugly game.
I have the opposite defense on the worst week ever. I'm like, no more Kamara.
in a 13-10 ball game. But hey, he did his thing. I know his touchdown. I think in all three of our league we're in together, Anthony had the highest margin of victory at like 2 points. Me and Frank both pulled it off with under half a point. So Kamara helped me. That's who I had going.
Yep, there it
I
is.
lost by 0.42 to Frank this week. Yeah, Droppy got a lot of targets too, man.
We told you not to start him though, man. I told you.
Hey, interesting facts that they put up during the game. If the guys didn't watch the game, Kamara is the fastest guy to 3,000 receiving yards and 3,000 rushing yards in 66 games. He just beat out the San Francisco guy. What's his name? I can't think of his name.
Garrison Hurst.
No. It was a big San Francisco guy. I can't think of his name right now. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. And they also put up the stat for
Frank Gore.
Not Frank Gore. It wasn't Frank Gore. I can't think of his name. They're just not going to bring it back like that. So Jameis Winston last year, while he was paid with Tampa Bay, was the first guy to get I think it was 36 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. First guy to have 30 and 30 in the same season. Crazy.
Who is that?
Jameis Winston.
Oh, yeah.
That's who it was. Roger Craig. That's who it was. Roger Craig, the guy. He did it in 6. It was only 4 more games. 70 games.
I got you.
Interesting. Good call. I wouldn't even. Oh, look, Tim Boy's is always.
Tim Boy's back up with the Roger Craig. He was watching the game too. He was paying attention. Anyways,
hey,
let's
wrap it up. So,
yeah, get back.
Everybody's gonna know this one. DeAndre Swift still killing it. That's gonna be your RB2 for receivers.
All these trades I faded off. Calm down.
Whatever, Frank. I thought I said.
I got him in both leagues too. I got him in both leagues. I was like, yeah.
We talked him up too much before Frank would hit the trade button.
Yeah.
There's too many guys want those guys. It makes me like, why should I get rid of them if they want them? Like,
because you said you wanted to trade him. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, we digress. Dustin, go ahead.
I was trying to bring trades back from the dead this week.
There you go.
Cooper Kupp, wide receiver number 1. No surprise there. He's wide receiver number 1 on the year, and my dude is killing it, man. He made Bobby Trees non-existent.
That's my keeper next year too. Him and Aaron Jones. It's gonna be over.
Gotta love it.
Aaron Jones wasn't that great this week, but still, he'll even it out.
So this name we did say he actually did make the list. Obviously, when you break 200 yards, Jamar Chase, that's your wide receiver number 2. If you're running with the flex, Mike Evans out here bullying people.
Came back. 2 touchdowns.
They did play Chicago.
Gave away the 300 touchdown. Then they had to go bribe the guy to get the ball back.
Hey,
when he sat down on the bench, he's like, "Oh, that was the 300," and he was like, "Oh shit, we should go get that back."
He also gave away 601 and 603.
Yeah, he just give him touchdowns.
He gave all 3 of them away. All record balls. Each one is a record, and he gave them all.
So for anybody listening, if you need some advice, hang on to them footballs. If they're offering you, I think my man got it. I heard he got $1,000 store credit possibly, but I know he got a jersey and a signed football. It's the reason they're giving you all this stuff. Take that straight to the bank.
Yeah, I would have been like, "No,
I would have said, nah, it's going on eBay.
Like everybody else,
like whatever. I'm calling Christie's auction house. We're gonna get $1 million out this bitch."
Seriously,
there's a Patriots fan out there that wants it bad enough.
Yeah, wite that down.
Oh, write that one down.
First B word, Frank.
10:25 after the birthday. It happened.
Oh God!
For real, would you give it away? Would you have given it back for that little? I would have said, "Hey, look, like, seriously, I need the money. I got a family to feed. You need to come correct. I don't need gear.
I can't feed my baby this jersey."
I would have said, "Brady, you can buy me a house. You got plenty of money. Like, I would have settled at a house. Like, hook me up, hook a brother up.
Hey, a California house though. We don't want one of these.
Oh yeah, out here in the Bay, not no cheap house.
Yeah.
I'm not talking Tennessee. You got to be out here in the Bay.
No disrespect to Tennessee. Hey, we love you guys. Just saying the housing market's a little higher.
I can't imagine anybody lives there for buy a house for $20,000.
Hey, moving on.
With an acre. I'm just saying.
Hey,
No, just kidding.
We've all been the most talked about preseason person more than Chase and his drops. We had 2 rookies make this list. Kyle Pitts for tight end.
What?
I had CJ ahead of him, but
I should have targeted him 2 weeks ago when it was low.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, I guess it's going to depend on your leagues and bonuses. Yeah, he killed it with the touchdowns.
Yeah,
only 3 targets though, so we'll get into that.
Yeah,
he's on the waiver wire.
Yeah,
he's on the waiver wire. Sure is. Hey, but Kyle Pitts is back, man. For us IDP,
I wouldn't say he's back. I would say he's finally here.
Was this the breakout game?
This is the second game in a row he's been performing pretty well, and I think he's just letting the NFL know. Well, at least the team finally realized that let's throw him the ball and he could catch it and he's going to do wonderful things. So, you know what I mean? Like,
hey, weird ass concept. Hey, just throw it to him. He's going to catch it.
Yeah.
I'm
just saying.
The problem is the person throwing it to him is Matt Ryan.
I'm just saying. All of a sudden, Matt Ryan's a viable quarterback again.
Don't say it, Frank. Don't fall for that.
He's not viable. No?
Don't fall for that.
Don't fall for it.
You can't say again. That's Mr. 4500 right there.
Don't say it.
He's been.
Don't do it.
He's been. Hey, so we'll wrap it up. This stuff.
IDP. I like that.
IDP, Deion Jones, and then if you're going defense, Tampa Bay, which obviously, I mean, they destroyed this man.
DFS. I played them in my DFS.
Did you? Nice.
Yep. Took down first place in our DFS league.
Nice.
Hey,
you gotta
nice little.
You gotta love that though. Yeah. Gotta love that. Poor Chicago. Hey, we talked about this, so I'll just jump right into that. One of the questions that came up: are all these guys droppable at this point?
No.
Who is it? Damian Williams, Allen Robinson, and Justin Fields. At this point, or do you guys have a problem dropping those guys, even without me going into who's on the waiver wire?
Allen Robinson and a follower of Allen Robinson. It pains me to say so, but the situation is not going to get any better. He's been usually pretty quarterback proof, but obviously he's met his match, and maybe he's just old. You know what I mean? Maybe you know what I mean? Like
he met his match.
I'm just saying, bro. Like we've gone over the bad quarterbacks he's had, and all the quarterbacks he's played through, and he's produced. But I mean, I'm just saying, like this guy's killing it. Like
Justin Fields is just a non-believer.
I really don't think it's going to change. I mean, if you need to hold on to him on the bench, definitely not startable anymore. But I mean, and even then, he's not got no trade value anymore. So you might as well drop him. And then somebody else wants to hold him on their bench. You're probably better off getting one of these guys that are up and coming.
Mm-hmm.
And look at all the receivers that came off the board the last few weeks that you could have got for dropping that Allen Robinson. I know I passed on good guys. I'm holding him, and I've traded for him, thinking that he would turn it around. And maybe Dalton comes back, and he does.
If Dalton comes back, then I'd have more confidence and faith in him. But if that doesn't happen, he's done for the year. That's it.
Yeah, I think Ayuk you can put in that drop category as well. So I like we're starting to drop
weeks ago. Remember I mentioned that?
Yeah.
Shoot, I was like,
hey,
that guy talking about? That dude only had 3 targets.
I'm just saying, like, if there's still people holding on to him. I think at this
You're
point,
right.
it's safe to say you can go ahead and drop him at this point to pick up again some of these guys that we're going to be talking about here as ads. So
I remember seeing Smitty pick him up right after I dropped him. I was like, how's that looking out for you? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
You should have had a safety on top of all that too, but whatever. I guess we're not gonna.
Yeah, right.
We're not gonna go through there. So I guess we'll get to a lot of those. Should we catch up on chat if you guys want to run through the chat real quick?
I kind of backed up to get to a spot we can do. We got Adrian. Our guy Adrian. What's up, man? Just be careful with the last name when you say that.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a good one. So he says, what do you guys know about Michael Thomas?
I want to see the full name.
Yeah, I don't know the I mean, he's definitely hold right now. I haven't heard any more updates yet. Until they make him active, they're not really going to report anything. As things get, closer, we'll see where he's going to be at. So
You guys got those secret sources over there with Mike and you yourself that got these injury news and updates really quick. So I'm sure once they do get something coming up, we'll be talking about it. Because if he's playing, I'm activating now. I'm putting him on day one. I'm not even worried about it. I'll roll him right out because as you can see, they need the help at the wide receiver position. Who else came back today for New Orleans? I mentioned it even then. Not Quadri Olsen.
I know they got a lot of
Marcus. What the heck is his name?
They came.
Traquan Smith just came back. Another waiver wire guy.
Marquez Callaway been playing.
Yeah, him and Winston got into it. Did you see that on the
side? that did not look good on the sideline right there. No, but Traquan Smith, somebody you might want to look at, especially if Michael Thomas comes back. That ship will get righted over there. You know what I mean?
They might have a nice little trio with Mike Thomas, Smith, and Callaway. That might be a.
I mean, it just makes it better for Kamara. It makes it, it just kind of opens up that offense once they have outside of options. Obviously, Thomas is a threat. He's the real deal. So I think it'll get. I'll start him as soon as he gets here.
Yeah, sure. And you saw how they took him away on those last couple drives. He's easy to take out of the game if you sell out to it, and those guys aren't winning the one-on-ones on the outside. So anyway, should I trade Jefferson for Chubb and Waddle?
Hell yes.
I would say yes. If you can get RB1 plus a maybe high-end wide receiver 3, maybe some weeks, wide receiver 2. Mm-hmm. I would take that.
Waddle will make it happen.
Again, as long as you have the wide receiver depth, I would do this. If Jefferson's your only star, actually, I'd probably still do it either way. Get that. What about you guys? You guys said yes? Did I not hear you? Because I was still thinking about it.
I was going.
I'm definitely doing that.
Yeah. All right. So, what's up, fellas? Pirine a threat to Mixon? Question mark.
I think they need to mix Pirine in a little more. He obviously had a killer game. Mixon, you just don't want him to get hurt, especially with the run that Cincinnati's having. I'm reserving him a little bit if I can. I'm letting him see the bench a little more often, just to save him. So,
yeah,
I wouldn't call him a threat, but
11.
I think he did the best of the opportunities he had. Because if you looked at Mixon, he was running hard that game. That was good. He had a 40 or 50 yard touchdown in that game. He had a hell of a game. So they were obviously running on that.
The game itself, not Mixon. I'm not commenting on Mixon.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought Mixon was running hard. It was a good game. And I think it was just a matter of game flow that Mixon needed a break, and P-Run was running against that same defense that was just giving up the run. So it worked out just right. Because he's like a waiver wire pickup, and I don't think that would, it's like a hold guy. You know what I mean? Just see if anything happens with Mixon. But to start him, it's a boom or bust, right? I mean, you might get a touchdown, you might not.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11 carries, 52 yards, and the touchdown. Also had one catch for 23 yards. Only had one less carry than Mixon. Mixon had 12 carries, and again, that 46-yard touchdown, man. Big run.
Yeah, but he's putting in the work, though, man.
Like Frank said,
he was putting in work. He was
putting 10% rostered. 10% rostered. So get him. If anything, he's a nice handcuff. If you own Mixon, you should own Pirine.
Yeah,
starting to get late in the season.
He was a handcuff that one game that Mixon missed 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, or whatever it was. Pirine was like one of the last. I know you picked him up, Dustin, right? You picked him up too, right?
Yeah.
Against Green Bay.
But just like you said, so I'm sitting on him. He's not necessarily a start for me if things got really bad. This is the byemegadon and bye-nado, all that stuff we just talked about. I had leagues where I had to start. I had to start worse. So I've ran 2 tight ends in a league. I'm not happy to talk about it.
You went 12 personnel on him, huh? That's a good one. Jonathan, love when Devante Adams gets COVID the week he plays on Thursday Night Football. So absolutely,
gonna make it tough.
For those of you guys who don't know, Devante Adams does land on the COVID list. He is vaccinated from what we hear, or at least from what I hear. So all he needs to do is provide 2 negative tests. But typically, if he's vaccinated and he ends up on this list, that means he did actually test positive. So just depends on if he's having symptoms, this and that. But plan to be without him this Thursday.
You hate to see it. Especially when you just traded for him.
Oh, that's terrible. Lose him a week already.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
McCaffrey's out too, so whatever.
Absolutely.
So AJ Dillon, another guy that's just droppable or what? Since we're talking Green Bay?
No way. Not if you're an Aaron Jones owner. If you don't own him, yeah, you could drop him, especially during buys. But I just think he had one bad game. You can have a bad game here and there. We were just talking about he's someone you should have on your roster last week. It doesn't just change just because he doesn't get that many carries. Aaron Jones didn't even get that many carries, but it's not like I'm thinking he's not an RB1 anymore. So
yeah, that's because they were pretty much doing whatever they wanted.
I think it's to your point though
that
the guy that needs to hold on to him should be the guy who has Aaron Jones, not so much the guy that just wants to try to get a running back up in there.
Yeah, and if you do have him, go trade him.
Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to get? You know what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, he'll
get somebody that's more productive for yourself.
And
Scary Terry was making him have to throw.
Aaron Jones gets hurt. Yeah, he's an RB, at least a low end RB1.
Scary Terry was balling.
I mean, Hill might be in there, but yeah. So who else we got here? Let's see. Superflex League from Brooks. What's up, Brooks? Drop Justin Fields for Deshaun Watson. At this point, starting a wide receiver in Superflex is better than starting Fields. Both my QBs are past their buys. Yeah, if you're in that kind of situation, man, you can. I personally don't want anything to do with Watson. I'm still holding that opinion. I don't think even if he gets traded to Miami in week 8, after Tua's coming off 4 touchdown games and stuff like that, that this guy could just walk in and pick up an offense and just start being the starting quarterback for the team. I personally still don't think he plays this year. So in redraft, he's pointless. Dynasty, he's definitely worth a hold. Because when he plays, he's going to be a top 5 quarterback. That's not a question.
You think
he's
given?
That's not a question. Dude is the dude. It just the off the field stuff is the off the field stuff. So we'll see how that plays out.
And we move on.
Yeah. Don't want to get too far into that one.
He ain't coming back.
Yeah, man, we got so many chats in here. We're getting to them here. What should I do with my tight end? I have Goddard, Logan Thomas, and Schultz. Start Schultz, hold Goddard, drop Thomas. What do you guys say?
Can't argue with that.
Logan Thomas, Schultz.
You can't trade Logan Thomas.
Wait.
You can for sure do it.
Which one did you say go with?
I said start Schultz, hold Goddard, drop Thomas.
Yeah. Would you go in that order? I would go in that order for sure.
Would you prefer Cup or Kamara and straight swap in PPR?
Damn.
That's tough, dude, because we've seen what Kamara can do if they keep doing this. But Cup, I mean, he's been up here all year. It's not even like, whoa, look at what Cup did. It's almost kind of like, hey, Jamar Chase went crazy with 200 yards, but yet there was still somebody who scored more than he did.
Yeah.
Dude had over 200 yards plus an 82-yard touchdown and still scored less than my man Cooper Kupp. So I can't even say my man. Like I can't even take.
I think Kamara will have better days ahead, especially after Mike Thomas comes back. This whole situation
had better days, and he has better days ahead too.
It's the running back. I'd rather have the running back over the wide receiver. That's all I'm saying.
Them boys agrees with you. Kamara always go running back over wide receiver.
Seems like them out there. Didn't even see that coming up.
Great numbers. There goes.
So we'll go through this. Just cover that. 5 running backs. Only 5 running backs got 100 or more rushing yards this week. Dearness, Mitchell, Taylor, Harris, and Herbert. And then you had 8 receivers go for over 100. You had 1 go for over 200. So it's just more plentiful in the wide receiver department. Again, Kupp is not your normal wide receiver, right? Now, if we're talking about a Derrick Henry or something, hey, different subject.
Yeah. I think I missed one here. What wide receiver rank do you have Diggs going forward in full PPR? I still have him top 5 rest of the season.
Trayvon? Thought we were talking about the best receiver in Diggs, brother.
They do have the same amount of touchdowns this year.
and we already had a bye.
Do you guys have an answer, or am I going to move on? We're just dead
move
air
on
time here. All right. You
Well,
guys,
what receiving
input?
rank would you give Diggs for the rest of the four?
Yeah, the question that I just asked. Yes. The one that's on the screen. Any input? No.
20 something. I have to look at my rank.
20? I still have him as the top wide receiver, not overall, like in all players, but in
Like,
at the wide receiver position. Who would you put in front of Diggs rest of the season? Devontae?
Well, Adams just went down, so who knows how many weeks he's going to go down for.
Tyreek Hill?
Yeah. Tyreek Hill's going down for me, but yeah, he's up there,
Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp's definitely up there. I mean, obviously.
And then who?
DeAndre
Hopkins? Jamar Chase? You want AJ Brown?
Scary Terry, AJ Brown.
All before Diggs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still.
Keep going.
Sure.
This is interesting. DK Metcalf?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's about it.
Quarterback
so
situation. Still top 10? Who else we got?
It's like roughly top 10.
Right.
Still wide
hey, we got
one,
rankings coming in.
So we'll put him right outside the 10 then.
All right. That was a good one.
Well, that's where I would put him at. What do you think? Inside the 10?
Boy says Trayvon is top 5. Stefan is top 10. He's saying Debo. I wasn't going to say it.
Too.
That's what I was just going to say too.
I don't want to say
you could argue the Debos if you want to say Godwin or Evans or a Tampa Bay receiver period over there, but yeah, he's still got value for sure. I'm not trying to disrespect him, but
yeah, but he's definitely fallen, I would say. So that's interesting because we
because it's PPR. He said full PPR is another reason he's not getting the touches that he's normally had. So that makes a big difference. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like if it was standard, he probably would have moved up a couple at that point. You know what I mean?
Definitely. All right, before we get into our waivers, one more question for you guys. Aaron Jones owner wants to give me Michael Gallup or LaVishka for AJ Dillon. Do I do it? If so, which one?
Gallup.
Michael Gallup or LaVishka for AJ Dillon.
Gallup, next question.
I would go Gallup in a heartbeat. Get rid of AJ Dillon.
I agree with them boys. I'd want more than that. But I'm also known as the dentist, so
I personally, I don't hold AJ Dillon. I haven't held AJ Dillon. I don't see Aaron Jones going anywhere. I do get that he gets some points, and some people carry him every year. I just don't see the value
unless
we need to pick up guys like Khalil Herbert.
You're not going to start the guy, so why would you hold him as not the Aaron Jones owner? So I would just say a better guy that's coming back on a high-powered offense. So.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So the people that are holding him are the ones that don't have the roster spot to pick up the Khalil Herberts, Dearness Johnson, stuff like that, because they want to hold on to him. They're not going to take the risk. Me personally, it's like my little flyer,
There it is.
I don't know if we said what's up FF season, but I see your comment.
We're going to go down there. Yeah, we're real quick.
Oh, my bad.
I'm not even sure where we're on this comments, but I'm not even looking at
we're all over.
But
so
let me
that's why
read that one. You
made
me what's up.
No, that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to, because Dustin said it, so we got to get to
Chase Edmonds, Khalil Herbert, Nick Chubb, Higgins, one RB slot open and one flex open.
I'm probably going Chubb and Herbert.
I was about to say Chubb and Herbert.
And we'll get into Herbert here more when we talk waiver ads. So I like what I see.
Definitely going Chubb and Herbert.
And I think if we missed your questions, put them again and we'll get caught up. But I think that's where we are. So, and Jonah, I did see your question on that, man, but I started pre-gaming still for the show and started prepping, so I couldn't get to that. But I'll get to you on that when we finish. So we won't hash that out here over the air, but I got you.
On that. You start with injuries. I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll be right back.
There it is. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna get into the waiver wires now. So obviously, as we know, waiver wires are pretty much predicated on injuries and performance, right? So basically, we're gonna kind of do those hand in hand, so we can kind of get into these guys, really quick here. So we can start quickly with Mahomes. As far as one of the injuries, obviously he cleared that concussion protocol. It was pretty nasty. I'm sure you saw that hit. They said they kept him out as the coach's decision, but he was pretty much helped off the field. That looked pretty bad. Hopefully he'll be all right for next week. Kyler was banged up a little bit, but he came back into the game. Just kind of keep an eye out on that throughout the week. Zach Wilson kind of messed up his PCL and his knee. He's going to be out 3 to 8 weeks. Looks like Joe Flacco was traded over there back to the Jets. So we have a Flacco sighting over there. So definitely in your super flex leagues, he's going to be a guy you're going to want to, spend money on. I think he actually might get this offense to go a little more. I think this actually boosts Corey Davis's value. I think this is going to be good for Michael Carter and just that offense, Crowder and all those guys. I think it's definitely going to benefit them. I think they'll be able to move the ball a little more, and especially down the field. We know Flacco's going to take those opportunities. He's seen these defenses, before. So I think he can actually do a little better than Zach Wilson. So definitely he's a guy out there to keep your eye on. What do you think about that? We'll kind of stop there since that's kind of worth talking about.
No, I love that take. I definitely do think that he's going to bring more to a lot of these players that were on the cusp of being fantasy rostered. I think he's going to help them out a lot more. So
perfect.
You love to see it. The
Definitely.
wrath of Flacco.
Flacco's back. So kind of getting into the Cleveland injuries, we have Baker Mayfield, obviously, that torn left labrum, plus a dislocation fracture that he has. It's a severely torn labrum. He absolutely needs surgery, but is going to still try to play through it. We've seen what happens if he takes a fall or gets hit. It can knock him out of the game. So it's kind of tough to, play with somebody with that. Obviously, OBJ landed on his shoulder, re-aggravated it. And Jarvis Landry coming back from, his IR stint, kind of left the game kind of awkwardly, hurting his knee, getting it twisted up. They said it wasn't anything major, and they do expect him to play this weekend, but still, he's hobbled, Baker's hobbled, this whole offense is hobbled. We have Chubb coming back, it looks like, though, this week. So I would say, if anything, this boosts Chubb's, ability, and he should be a bona fide RB1 moving forward. Any comments on that you guys want to do with all those Cleveland injuries? Anything you want to add there?
Dak Prescott. So he's in a walking boot. He's projected to play, come back week 8. He obviously had his bye, so waiting to see what happens there. But
there it is. One of the kind of worst injuries of the week was Miles Sanders. He had that real bad kind of twisted his ankle, kind of got rolled up on. They're considering it a lateral right ankle sprain. They're also saying he possibly rolled his left ankle slightly as well, too. It could possibly be a fracture. He was ruled out immediately. He was carted off the field. It was pretty bad. So, that's something to definitely keep an eye on. So that probably brings us to probably one of our higher, guys this week to pick up. One of them being in this question here with Kenneth Gainwell, and the other, of course, being Boston Scott. So,
I'll take it.
Go ahead.
What do you guys think?
So, I read today that they're already having reports of Miles Sanders being able to play next week.
Whoa.
Which could or could not happen, right? We've been getting that a lot with the NFL. Who knows? But my thing is, if Miles Sanders isn't relevant, Kenneth Gainwell can't be relevant. Even though I'll give it to Gainwell, he got 8 targets, I believe, this week, which is good numbers. It was against the Raiders, right? So I'm not buying into the Kenneth Gainwell. I have no reason to be dropping Dearness because they're short running backs over there anyways, with Kareem Hunt being hurt. So he's going to play that secondary role. He's obviously earned it. And Dearness Johnson has one of the coolest stories in the NFL. I say one of them. So if you guys don't know it, go check it out. He's definitely got we'll say rags to riches. He hit his highs and lows. So cool to see him being successful in the NFL for sure.
Love those stories. Those are awesome.
Well, I still have Gainwell. I've been holding on to Gainwell, and like you said, who knows what the NFL is really saying or what they're really saying about that injury. You know what I mean? Like, I think his touches and production and points have been steadily rising this season, and I think that he's going to be a guy going forward. I hope he is. Um, it all obviously this injury, not that you wanted somebody to get hurt, but opens the door for the people. Do I think Boston Scott is a guy? No, like he's not a guy that I would go after the waiver wire to go pick up. Gainwell could possibly be available. Do you have the availability on him, Anthony? Ownership
Yeah.
percentage?
So Kenneth Gainwell's 38% owned on Sleeper. He
Which is
is
pretty low.
22% owned on Yahoo. Definitely under our threshold for waiver pickup, so he's out there in most leagues. Gainwell did have 5 carries for 20 yards, as well as those 4 catches on 8 targets for 41 yards and a touchdown, but he did have that fumble. So, he produced. Boston Scott did come in. He got 7 carries, so he did out touch Gainwell in the rushing department, 7-5. Did catch his 1 target for 5 yards, nothing crazy there, and just 7 carries for 24 yards, but also had the touchdown as well.
Yeah.
So, on the
But
ground.
I fell into the Boston Scott trap years ago when he was supposed to be the guy. Shit, I remember sitting in a bar in Cancun talking to a Philly fan that was like talking him up like he was like some secret sauce. Like he's like, oh, you should know this guy, blah blah blah, and then sure enough, he was, because we were talking fantasy as well, and then sure enough, he comes up and he rears his head into the lineup and was nothing. And I don't think that that's going to change.
Take that guy in Cancun at the bar.
Yeah, take
Yeah,
that.
I'm telling you. I remember, I remember
Nothing.
having this conversation because it was the Boston Scott conversation. I was like, come back, and I'm picking him up on my, waiver wires, and I'm like, I'm going to start this guy. All of
The
5
gosh damn
points or
Jets.
something like that. 5 points, if I remember correctly. I was like, what? Like, get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
So don't fall into the Boston Scott situation. I mean, it just kind of Gamebo's been playing right alongside Sanders the whole time. So
there it is.
I just picture that guy from Big Daddy, like that's the guy at the bar that you're talking to.
I'm still friends with that guy. Actually, it's kind of funny.
That's funny. So with that said,
after that,
we talked about those 2 guys, the Cleveland guy, with Chubb coming back, being in the secondary role. We have Gainwell that looks like he's going to be in a split backfield, being the passing back here. If you had the option, these 2 guys are sitting here on your waiver wire. Who you putting the claim in, or who you spending the most fab on, Johnson or Gainwell? Frank, tell me first.
I already have Gainwell, so I'm just sticking to my guy.
Dustin,
there's no reason.
The only person that's got 100 yards out of the 2 of them, he's freaking undefeated, 100 yards every time he's played. And the only thing worse, then the Eagles having they were just going with 1 running back who wasn't worth the shit. So now we're going to go with the split backfield and get a Gainwell. So now that they're 50-50, we think that this guy's relevant. Like he gets the targets, man. He got 8 receptions. I can't knock him. I'm just saying if they're going to go with the split backfield, it's not even close for me.
Yeah. Again, I'd like to see what the split is. If they just give Chubb, 75%
I don't care if it was
100. I mean,
I'm saying for Gainwell. I don't care if it was 100% for Gainwell.
Yeah, we know you're not touching any Eagles. But yeah, I mean, again, I just want to see what the split is. If Dearness Johnson's getting enough targets and catches, and he's still relevant and has that kind of Kareem Hunt role, and he does kind of mix in for those goal line carries, then I think I'd rather have Dearness Johnson there. Especially with Baker being hurt and that receiving core being hurt, they're just going to try to run the ball. That offensive line is good, and they're going to run it until you can stop it. John Diaz says, should I pick up Corey Davis, Jarvis Landry, or Emmanuel Sanders? Just rate the 3 if they're all sitting there on your lineup. I'm going to buy you guys time. I'll go Sanders, Davis, Landry. That's my order. Just so you guys can't copy me.
Frank, buy me time.
Oh yeah, because I literally was about to say that because I have Emmanuel Sanders.
That's why I went first. So you guys got to be quick.
And Jarvis Landry, I would not care for on the Browns. Corey Davis would be second. Sanders is over there with Herbert, solid offense of the Bills.
Josh Allen. but yeah.
Josh Allen. Yeah. Well, whatever his name is. I always get the
We know
name.
what you meant.
I know what you meant. Yeah, totally.
But he's at the Bills. Good offense. Corey Davis is still pretty solid. I think he's on the down slope. I don't know what the hell's going on with that guy, but Jarvis Landry's coming back for his injury, right? Whatever's going on over there, I don't know. Let's take it Sanders, Davis, Landry.
He's banged up right now. I had it right. You can just say I was right. I'll take that. What about you, Destin? You same order?
Could have went first. I could have said I was right.
All right.
That's what you'll get the picture. That's what I said.
Contrarian.
Ooh, switch it up.
I'm sorry, boys. I'm gonna go
with Joe Flacco. You're believing that Flacco juice?
It's not Flacco, man. I'm a Corey Davis believer. He's got more targets than Sanders. I really do like Sanders. It's something about Corey Davis, man. I gotta go with him. So I'm gonna go Corey, Emmanuel, and then I'm gonna go Jarvis.
There it is. All right. Jonah's saying Sanders is available in your league, and he's saying it is because it's a 10-man and someone dropped him on because of a bye week. So.
Hey, and that happens a lot of Buffalo Bills, and I've seen Schultz dropped in leagues. So people went crazy, man. They didn't plan. They don't look a week ahead. So right now, like, you guys should have already know what you're up against this week. You should have known that last week when you were looking forward at your rosters. So I'll just give another hint. So I had a league where I was already going to lose this week. So it's like, shit, I'm not going to run this defense. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to pick somebody that I need for next week. I'll stream my defense next week, but I'm picking these guys up a week earlier than everybody else. So before he's on the waiver, before we're looking at him next week, like before we knew that the Jets were picking up Flacco, I was already after whoever's playing them. I'm taking their defense. So
absolutely, that's what you got to be doing.
Forward thinking, guys.
Definitely. Jonathan saying, can we sue Yahoo for making him auto drop Hollywood because Saquon was questionable? I kind of want to as well. I don't know why they keep putting Saquon out. Like for the last 2 weeks, they'll put him out for the game, and then right on Monday or Tuesday, then they put him back as questionable again. Like we saw.
I gotta agree with all that shit because they've been doing a lot of fucking bullshit like that.
Damn softball,
putting
like
guys in during the week.
Yeah, dude.
Next, Saturday, Sunday morning, they finally put them as out. Then I'm finally able to put them on IR and pick up people that I've been needing to pick up without making waiver wire moves. You know what I mean?
We all seen the picture. Yahoo just put him as out, bro. Like just put him out. He ain't playing.
Yeah.
Until we see
Christian McCaffrey in us.
Yeah, until we see a picture where it's not swollen like that, then you could take that and then at least move him to doubtful. Something.
Yeah.
Something. What's up, Ryan? Glad you're here with us, man. Start Tua versus the Bills or Wentz versus Titans. Literally not getting into week 8 start right now myself personally, but if I just had to guess on one, that's a tough. I'd probably go Wentz. I mean, I might have to look at it a little more. But I just like that matchup better instead of the Bills defense, and he's playing all right. So, he did pretty good against.
And again, Tua could have a lot of garbage time.
Bills are on a mission right now. Thoughts on Knox? Does he return this week, or do I pick up Sweeney or Foster Moreau? That's who I have on my waiver. If we're gonna get into tight end waivers.
Oh shit! Let me take a look at the list.
Little Foster Monroe action.
Yeah,
we got the top guy, CJ Uzama, is the waiver wire ad. 14% rostered.
I'm not chasing.
Robert Tonyan, 55%. Devante Adams is out.
There's better guys out there than Sweeney, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, Tonyan's been out there,
Yeah.
Evan Ingram coming 55. Back for the Giants.
Tonyan finally scored
up in our league.
He scored like twice, I think, this year.
He was picked up and started.
Yeah, bye-nado. That'll happen.
Yeah,
that will happen. But yeah, I would say Jonah, let us know who else you have out there, man, instead of Sweeney. That's there might be some other options better there for you. So, and again, we'll get into start sit more as we get closer to Friday.
Zach Ertz was barely even rostered last week. I know we talked about it on the show, and I'm like,
hey, I'm telling you,
grab that guy, and now look at him.
Woke up at 5-0, and that dude came back. Almost had 2 touchdowns in that game. One got called back for a holder.
Oh, he went ahead and started sorry, I got lost in the chat there.
Let's go ahead.
Said he started Sanders because we were talking about it. He ended up going with Sanders, and then he got and he was actually getting the carries. They were using him, and then he ended up getting hurt. So you're definitely
well, Brooks. Let me tell you this: Anthony did believe it too because he was sending me trade offers for him. That I'll say by Ant standards were not horrible. So as soon as Sanders went out, I went back to look for that trade offer, and of course it was gone like the wind.
Oh yeah, I never leave my trades pending, so never do that.
Hey,
That's
so
fantasy
he believed
101.
it too.
I was trying to buy him, dude. I was right there with you. Devonta Smith is on my waivers because he just got dropped. Should I pick him up? I like him. He has a favorable matchup. I thought he was going to do better against the Raiders. I ended up going with Slayton instead of making a push to get Devonta, and I was kind of happy with that. So I think he'll do good towards the end of the year, but he's not going to be Jamar Chase, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's not Jamar Chase, but he's all right, man. He's a WR2, right? Low end?
Maybe 3, high end 3, low end 2. Is kind of how I view him. Until Hurts shows me better passing. You know, he needs to make that like Lamar jump. Like we all believe in Lamar as a passer now. Like we're talking starting Hollywood Brown, Rashad Bateman getting 6 catches for 80 yards.
Did they just lose though?
Well, Hollywood Brown's up there. Jalen Hurts hasn't thrown for 200 yards in multiple games. Like, trash. Yeah. Hey, but ranked number 9 in fantasy.
Right? Baltimore 41-17 against Cincinnati. Cincinnati put it on them. I think
they're real.
I don't know what was happening. You know what I mean? Like I watched some of that game. I was like, ooh.
Dude, I watched all of that game. I had so many people playing in that game. Yeah. Not so many, but a lot of key players. I had Burrow and Chase playing in that game.
Burrow held it down for me this week. Thanks again, Burrow.
Let's go, Burrow. Somebody said he looks like a grown-up Macaulay Culkin. Kind of does.
Hell no.
See that? Macaulay Culkin looks cracked out, though, dude.
Not if you've seen what Macaulay Culkin really looks like right now.
Yeah, he looks cracked out all the time.
Oh man.
Probably because he's cracked out.
Man. Ryan,
sorry,
we covered this it's all good. Yeah, we covered this in the last episode, Ryan, but definitely think he's viable. You know, they spread the ball out there. He has a chance to score. I think he's, potential to have, top 9 to 12 finish, kind of weekly, maybe a little higher if he scores that.
He scored his longest touchdown of his career.
Yeah, that'll happen with
Kyler first game in with over there with K1.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Back-to-back
Kyler's that good.
Touchdowns on 2 different teams. Gotta love to see it.
Yeah. Kyler's
that good. Officially will
gotta roll with him. He's definitely a guy you hold and start and all that till further notice. Obviously, he's on a high, good offense. They're undefeated. The only undefeated team right now. So you got a guy on the team. You got to play him.
Yeah. So if you have Uzomah, Cook, Ali Cox, Conklin, and Fuster on the wire, who you grabbing?
Cook. Next question.
Yeah, I'd have to say
I've been rocking with Cook for a while.
Yeah, if he was dropped because of a bye, hopefully you can capitalize on that. Again, he's not crazy, but you can set it and forget it and just be happy with what you get week to week with him.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else
Herbert loves finding him.
Becomes available.
But he likes throwing to Parham too.
Okay, Cook and Uzomah, man. Uzomah's going to be boomer bust, but I mean, it's worth it almost.
Especially when you're pulling down 2 tugs.
Yeah.
But Jared Cook could get that too. He gets so many red zone targets that he's.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're going off his hands.
Yeah, and they don't have like that big, goal line back that they trust and like to use. Eckler's not really that dude. They'll give him goal line carries, but it's usually to the outside. So if anything, they're going to go play action, and Cook is their biggest dude they have. So he's such a good red zone target for them. Anyway, what about this question here? Would y'all trade C and Antonio Gibson for Kelsey in half PPR?
Hey, in no PPR and negative PPR.
You're trading for Kelsey?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would go the other way. Give Kelsey away for CD
Frank,
and Gibson.
If Kelsey's available in the other league, I'm all.
Send me offers.
Frank,
give me
you have Kelsey? Yeah, right, Frank.
Hold on.
I do have Kelsey.
Go ahead. You guys
right now. Send me an RB1 and CD. I'll send it right now. Guaranteed. Send me an RB1 and CD, and I'll take it right now.
It's got to be CD.
Yeah.
I ain't got CD to give you. This is going to be another Swift where he said that last show. I sent him like 5 different offers and nothing.
You and me just blew him up. And he's like, "Oh,
hey, not even a text."
I don't even remember seeing your offer, Dustin. Honestly, I didn't see his offer.
Yeah, I sent you like 3.
All
right.
You just denied him that quick.
Yeah, because we're like, come on, garbage.
He was like, nah. Who of Damian Williams and A-Rob would you drop for whom? I can pick up one of Chenault, Lazard, Landry, Gage, and Curtis Samuel. So not Curtis Samuel, not Landry. So then we get into the other. Gage had a good game. I want to see a little more. Lazard actually picked up ahead of time, and I didn't have the guts to start him over Slayton. Although I should have.
Looking back, hindsight, right?
But now that Adams is down, Lazard's going to have more touches.
Yeah, he should have more targets. Dude's a big dude, big body.
And Rodgers trusts him.
Yeah, and he trusts him the most there. No MVS still.
So I think we just talked ourselves into Lazard.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say Lazard. Right? Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, when I read the list, I was like, none of them. Like, I would drop both of those guys and not pick up any of them, and I would just have 2 empty spots.
Yeah.
But Lazard actually makes the most sense.
Yeah. You got to hold Damian Williams, I think. So if you're going to drop anyone, even though it pains me to say it, I would say drop A-Rob for him, especially if you're dropping wide receiver for wide receiver. I'd still hold Damian because if Herbert gets hurt, then Damian's going to have that role. And we've seen him have it. So
it's just a fact. It's going to be another week until Montgomery comes back.
Or 2.
I believe a week.
Especially with these two with Herbert running as well as he is. And then we got to talk, is Montgomery even coming back to that workhorse role? So do we start selling Montgomery now? I'm kind of feeling that way. I might try to see what I can get for him now for someone who I know what their role is going to be. So we'll see.
I've turned down tons of good trades for Montgomery. Yeah, but after Khalil doing it, but who knows? Could go the other way. He could have a horrible game this week, and then it's like, oh yeah,
bounce back.
Because David's no slouch.
Yeah, and then you're like, damn it, why'd I trade him? So anyway, that's for Wednesday. We'll keep with that later. So I think we all agree with Lazard. Dustin said we'll have an empty roster spot. His other wide receivers are AJ Brown, Keenan, Claypool, Corey Davis, and he has the Cook. Yeah, so you're fine. Let's see. Both my tight ends are Zach Ertz and Dalton Schultz.
Oh shit! What are we talking about then?
Yeah, so he was saying like rest of the season. So I guess Drew's chiming in with his current tight ends as well. Maybe that's just a thing now. We all just say which tight ends we have. So I have Dallas Goedert and Travis Kelce and Mike Gesicki.
I don't want to be left
out.
Hey, Knox and Higbee is solid.
Yeah. So what am I doing about Lockett? What are we doing with Lockett, guys?
Run him. You're not dropping him, so
you're not dropping him. Are we sitting him? And we're not trading Lockett for any of these guys on the waiver wire at least. So you definitely got to hold him. You're not trading him for Lazard or anything like that. Oh, what happened? We lost Frank. Frank, maybe his battery died or something. He'll come back. All right, here we go. Just you and I, close up. All right.
Yeah, I'm patient with Lockett. Russ is going to be back, so
hopefully, for your playoffs. So if you can get by at least wide receivers deep, you didn't really rely too much on them. So, you didn't have that much draft capital invested in them, so you should be fine.
I'm on top now.
Hey, that's what happens when you cut out. You go to the bottom.
I hit the back button on my mouse, and it like backed me out of the whole screen
out of the whole window. Oh,
because it has those like quick buttons on the side or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, okay.
Yeah, no, that's good. Should I pick up Heineke? Cars on bye week and Tua versus Buffalo smells like a rotten dolphin to me.
Let me check. So Heineke, I'll help us out here, guys.
Who are they playing tomorrow? Next week?
Yeah, you always know my answer. I don't do start sit till at least Wednesday.
Man, they got a Halloween game. Hey, they're all on Halloween. Halloween's on Sunday. Against the Broncos? I like that.
So glad the Niners aren't playing.
I'd roll with Heineke.
Who's he playing? Sorry, I was thinking about trick or treating and
They're playing
Washington football team against the Broncos. I was thinking I'm not
against the who?
because
I already
football's
knew it
on.
was
Denver.
Who
Broncos.
was it? Oh, Denver. Yeah, Denver looks terrible. I would start Heineke. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't know. Case
talking about
didn't
their
do too much,
defense
but
and this and that. There's nothing going on over there. Start Heineke.
Yeah, that's tough. What's your guys' prediction on how many TDs Cup will have at the end of the season?
I'm going to give him 19.
That's crazy talk.
I'm just kidding. Well, he's got 9 right now in 7 games.
There's only 17 weeks. Yeah, I was going to say that's not a bad.
He's got 9 in 7, and I'm giving him 10 in the next 10.
Yeah, that's doable. I'll go with that. That should be the over-under. So what do we set the over-under at? 17 and a half?
Set it at 19, and I'll go under.
19 and a half?
He's going to be up there, man.
His highest touchdown season was in 2019 with 10. And he's already got 7 so far.
The ultimate fleece. I
love when 9 this happens. So far.
Don't you love when this happens, guys? Read that real quick.
But in 2019, he had
when you trade for somebody and then they drop that person like a week later, and you get them back.
We get them right back. So what happened?
And it was Heineke for Chubb. That's got to be a super flex.
Something like that.
Oh, yeah. I would still be. Yeah, you're killing Jonah.
Damn, Ryan says he's getting.
Who are you
22.
playing with? Who are you playing with over there?
He says 22.
I could see Heineke getting dropped. I could less see the trade of Heineke for Chubb.
Yeah, that's tough. But I guess when Chubb first got hurt, maybe they panicked or something.
Panic mode.
And then they seen Dearness, and they're like, "Oh man."
Yeah. Oh, they're marching band fans. Ah, they went to band camp. No, I'm just kidding. I just dated myself with that. Drop AJ Green for Callaway or Callaway for him? For who?
No, I think that's a 2-part question. Maybe do we skip the first part? Oh, should I pick up Heineke cars on bye week and Tua versus Buffalo smells like rotten dolphin to me? And then he's saying drop AJ Green or Callaway for Heineke. AJ Green.
Didn't he have a good game this last game? Or just
he did.
Yeah, and I think Fitz is coming back. We'll see how he is. Again, nothing quite yet. And who knows if they even want to bring him back. I mean, Heineke's not doing great, but maybe they just sit him.
Yeah, at this point, they're just going to write out Heineke. Why? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they would bring him Fitzpatrick back. He's not doing terrible, like you said. They weren't expecting to win, but he's already in the role now. So, why mess with it? Like, let him learn.
No, I think they were expecting to win, which is why they had Fitzpatrick. Now that basically, unfortunately, that I even have to say it, Dallas is running away with that division. Even if everybody won out from here on out, like there's barely any chance they can win the division. About. So yeah, you guys pretty much have
that. Not going to win.
You guys pretty much have that sewed up. So I think they have to stick with what they have. No,
and there's a lot of divisions like that. Not just Dallas, and there's a lot of divisions where there's one top team and everybody else is garbage.
Yeah, Arizona Cardinals at top, and then the Rams, and then our shitty team. Anyway,
still sporting the hat though.
Yes, the eternal. That one time.
If they're in band, imagine how many times they've heard that.
I love that. Yeah, no.
And how much they just hate you right now for saying it. Instead of saying Michigan had an awesome marching band. They've been coming out with some pretty tight ones in college. You got to watch.
Hey, and I'm not hating, just so you know, Jonah. My son, he's in marching band. He just had his parade, I think, on Wednesday. I didn't get to go see it, but he's in there, man. So I support all marching band, man. I'm all for it.
Oh, gosh.
Let's go.
I don't hate marching band people. My friend is in a marching band.
Yeah, my friend has a marching band. So what else do we want to talk about? I mean, there's some more injuries that we didn't really get into. There's the Josh Jacobs injury, just to kind of throw that out there. Kenyon Drake is definitely looking good over there. So if he is out there in leagues, he might be another guy that you're looking at. We're kind of all over.
John Gruden leaving was the best thing to ever happen to the Raiders.
Yeah, absolutely. So what? Kenyon Drake had 14 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown, and then had 3 catches for 10 yards receiving. But we know what his catch totals, can be. He's had a 5-for-5 game for 59. He's had a 5-for-6 game for 46 and a 3-for-6 game for 33. So he's definitely capable of doing it in the passing game. Coming off a 21-point game in Denver, and then now a 16-point game in PPR against Philly. He is rostered in 64% of leagues, so he's just under that 65% roster threshold that we try to like to use around there. So he's definitely someone to keep your eye out on, especially if go.
How about Marlon Mack?
Return to the Mac.
Return to the Mac. What about him?
I'm not touching him. I think again, not to just shoot your stuff down, Frank, but
are you saying to pick him up or what?
He's just a little. Yeah, I mean, he might be a hold, but bye weeks right now are tough. If he might get traded, we have the trade deadline coming up November 2nd in the real NFL. So these are the kind of guys, again, when it comes to running backs, if there's any potential that they could be a starting running back, go ahead and grab them.
Because would you take him over Samaje Perine that we were talking about earlier? Running behind Joe Mixon?
Give me Perine.
Brandon Bolden? How about Brandon Bolden in New England? He had a good game.
Give me Bolden.
It was the Jets.
Over Mac. Give me Bolden
over Mac. It was
the
Jets.
It was. Yeah, I know. And I was playing against freaking Marlon Mack. I was playing against Mac Jones. And he had like his best career game, like almost 30 fantasy points. And because he's playing against me, of course. So
that's again, not a hat. That's a black cloud on your head.
It is. God. No, but I won all my games, so I was happy. Well, except for the dynasty, but I'm on an instant rebuild.
Hey, but some of those, since we talked about Bolden, Harris, I know he was brought up earlier in the chat. I'd be looking to trade him high. We're going to be coming up last few weeks of being able to trade. I'm dumping Harris if I could, even though he did have a great week. He hit his 100 yards. That's why I'm trading him. Maybe people don't watch as closely as we do. See that one, it's the Jets and the Patriots absolutely own them. Belichick owns rookie quarterbacks, especially Zach Wilson, and him getting hurt. It just kind of opened everything up for that to happen. So
nice. And shout out to Jonah, man. A little plug here. Keep him involved. I get paid a good amount to be in a college marching band, and I have a friend who's in the Broncos Nuggets drumline, getting paid a good amount. That's what's up, man.
Oh wow,
that's what's up. Yeah, dude, he loves it, man.
Shout out to you, Jonah.
Hey, what's funny too is
he probably knows the Divinis. Jeff used to do that, and so does his brother Chris. They were in drumline. They were doing it for the 49ers. The 49ers, what do they call them? The Noise or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's tight.
Yeah, he used to go to the games. He used to get free tickets, be on the field and all that, field passes.
Yeah, see, that's what's up, man.
I was a drunk kid. They messed it all up, but whatever.
No, that's what's up. No, I appreciate that, Jonah. That's what's up, man. Right. He loves it. Hey, and he's going to be playing football too when he gets into high school. And what's funny is my older son that's playing high school now, he, like during his game, there was a kid that literally takes, his helmet and stuff off, goes and grabs, and he's doing the marching band in his pads, like in his pants, and he has like the marching band shirt on, and he's doing the whole marching band and on the team at the same time at halftime. So dual athlete, man. That's dedication, to be able to be dedicated to football and be dedicated to the marching band and making that commitment. And shout out to the school that they go to for allowing them to do that as well too, man. That's awesome. So I know we spend a lot of time on marching
on the Letterman jacket you never wear again.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Sorry. It's like what?
No, it's all good. I'm just going through the chats here and seeing, we got a lot of people just kind of talking in the chat, not necessarily about the show, just, they're talking and we're talking.
So, no, I know. So, I just want to finish off with waiver wire pickups. Did we do any quarterback ones?
No, go ahead, man.
What you got, Frank? Break it down.
Break it. Yeah, we've been all over the place, dude. So
yeah, we just got just names I'm throwing out there and rostered up numbers here. Trevor Lawrence, he's getting some numbers up there. Danny Dimes is coming back, right? Should be doing some numbers. Mac Jones, I think Mac Jones is the pickup. New England's killing it. See how many points they've been putting up lately, and even losing efforts. They're still balling out. So I think he's literally a startable. I don't think he's just a big waiver wire pickup. And who else we got? And really, the other ones I don't even want to mention because they put him on there because of the whole trade talk and Deshaun Watson and this and that. But I don't think he's a waiver wire pickup. I don't think, like as Anthony mentioned earlier, I don't think he's playing this year. And what are you going to get out of him when he finally gets to a team and he has to learn an offense and finally start at some point? Well, I guess you're shooting for rainbows if he starts. Whatever. I don't know what to say about those. You know what I mean? But I think we mentioned, Gainwell and Boston Scott. We talked about the running back situations over there in Philadelphia. I'd go with Gainwell. I don't think Boston Scott. I'm not believing that smoke over there. Rashad Penny, another guy with the injuries. We talked about Marlon Mack, Samaje Perine, and Brandon Bolden, right? Wide receiver wise, Chenault, we talked about him. They were talking about the waiver wire pickups for him. Michael Gallup coming back from injury. Rashad Bateman, I'm holding on to that guy, waiting to see some things happen with him. Alan Lazard,
we can stop there and talk about that. You guys want to talk about that? Because
Rashad Bateman,
I love me. So read off his stat line. You got his stat line right there.
I don't have the stat line. I just
want somebody else to say it.
I just got a list of guys right here.
Not me. All right, I got you. I got you. Well, at this point on Sleeper now, he's 52% rostered. He came out 6 targets in back-to-back games. Last time he caught 4 of them for 29 yards. But this week he caught 3 of them. Again, a little step back, but for 80 yards. Still no touchdown.
Yeah,
but definitely getting worked in there. Getting down the field, nice catches. So just keep him in mind. Keep him in mind.
And we talked about Alan Lazard and the opportunity he has over there, especially now that Devante Adams is on COVID. And Russell Gage, he's finally something that I had picked him up and I drafted that guy way late, you know what I mean? Hoping he'd become something. It just, couldn't hold on and wait for that long. So, he's doing something. Anthony picked up already Darius Slayton, I think you mentioned, right? You played him over that.
Yeah, nothing special. But
Yeah,
he got me through the week.
I mean,
he got me the win.
Some guys,
could have been worse.
Getting out there. Will Fuller sighting, and the old Jameis Crowder. Yeah.
Crowder, I think, as I was talking about earlier, I think Crowder is not a bad let me see what you got kind of guy, especially with Flacco. He'll trust somebody like Crowder to get open. Yeah, he's running those short crossing routes. That could happen. Just depends on which Flacco we're gonna get. Do we get the I don't care, I'm gonna chuck it all the way down the field Flacco, like might be my last go round? Yeah. Or is he gonna, kind of just try to get some wins and maybe try to get a spot next year. So we'll see. Yeah. Anyway.
Tight ends, CJ Uzama, we mentioned him.
Yeah, we've been talking
touchdown
about
game, boomer bust. Robert Tonyan, again, good opportunity over there in Green Bay. Obviously, they have rapport with, Aaron Rodgers, and he had a pretty good week. Evan Ingram, Mo Cox, we mentioned him. Beyond that, I don't even want to mention the rest of the guys.
OJ Howard had an almost touchdown. Hit him in the worst spot it could hit you, right in the hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Hate when that happens.
It's like the worst spot you could put it. Like, come on, lead me a little bit. Lead me a little bit. Aren't you the GOAT? You're supposed to know these things. Anyway.
I don't know. He just throwing 4 touchdowns, getting 300. Only guy Godwin. With 300 touchdowns ever. So, I mean, come on.
Do we have some kind of gentleman's bet with Chris Godwin here at all anywhere, Dustin? Because I'm pretty sure
should have had one.
We should have had one because he's tearing it up. Anyway. No, that was good, man. I'm glad you kind of recapped those guys just because we kind of were all over the place. So it was good. We had one kind of spot in the show to just get all those waiver wire guys out there. Dustin, did you have anybody else on that you wanted to add to it that we didn't cover?
I think we covered a lot of them.
Yeah, I think we did. There's definitely something I want to get into here. Just real quick for those of you guys who do or don't know, we do have our Get Right Listener League, and I just want to take a second to kind of give an update there. I don't know if the actual I don't know if the actual league is updated with our records and stuff yet, but I do have a screenshot of where we all are. So I just kind of want to do this at the end of our shows. Yeah, just to give some love to those people out there that made it into our listener league. So as you can see here, we had myself versus Dustin this week, and I was able to edge it out.
This is the only reason you put it up.
No, we're gonna start doing this every week. We're trying to evolve.
There's a reason why. My man
right.
just got off
the specific week. All of a sudden, we should try it out this week.
Yeah, let's try it out. When I lay the
freaking guy went from 12th place, got to 10th, and now he's like, you know what? Let's start posting it.
Let's start posting it now. Now that I'm on my run. But
it's not looking good for me.
123 to 99. So I beat Dustin this week. I'm going to move to 3 and 4, and then Dustin, that'll move him down to 3 and 4 as well. We have Mike. Got the better of NYG guy this week. So NYG guy is going to go to 2 and 5. Mike's going to go up to 5 and 1, holding it down for the Get Right crew here. Frank was in a battle with one of the 3 highest scores of the week with Cowbeck here, Mr. Ethan, our 4th horseman, so to speak. He went 159 to 156, so it literally 0.12, a 3-point game there. So that was definitely a close game there. Then we have Ryan M. Hick here, of course, one of our ambassadors. Put the smackdown here on Magoats, as you guys know him from Magoats Interesting Facts of the Day, 141 to 91. Then we have Dim Boys putting the smackdown here on the number 1 guy in the league, Mr. Wilson, 27, 156 to 126, dropping Wilson down to 5 and 2. And that will put
the boys guy with all those awful trades. Is somebody taking these trades?
Ooh, what are you talking about? I'm in the middle of a breakdown. Oh yeah, he ain't trading nobody. And then Lord of Fanta rounding out the last game here, 119, losing to our guy Lou Camp, who basically doesn't lose at anything. But apparently our league here, he's down at 2 and 4, just like me, and just like Lord of Fanta. But he gets that W to push himself to 3 and 4, and that'll put Lord of Fanta unfortunately down to 2 and 5. So we'll see the order when it gets updated on Wednesday. But we want to try to, do this here at the end of the shows for those of you guys who are here part of the Listener League. Yeah. And if you want to get into the Listener League next year, just make sure you keep watching. We'll have our contest when the spots open up for next year, and we'll let you know how you can get in. So if you are interested, definitely hit us up. Make sure you're subscribing, following us on Twitter, part of the Sleeper community, and you can win your spot in. So just thought I'd get into that, guys.
Yeah, we got to start off with our Friday night.
I know Dustin's not too. Right? It'll start with the Friday night
early and often.
Definitely.
Try to get you getting started.
We'll get in that in the off season for sure. So so that's that there. Anything else that you guys want to add here, or else we might be able to kind of
I'm good.
Wrap it up here, unless there's any more questions we got.
There was some crazy games that just happened over the weekend. Super high, people putting it on other teams for whatever reason. I thought it was kind of crazy. 54 to 13 for New England on against the Jets. 41 to 17 Baltimore. I mean, that was a shocker. The last minute games with Atlanta and Miami. Miami was going to get that win right there. Just some crazy scoring that was happening. 38-3 again. That Tampa Bay game was destructive. Indy put it on the San Francisco Niners. That was a crazy windy, rainy night right there.
Who gave you permission to talk about this game? I don't see this on the show sheet anywhere. Who wrote the Niners?
Well, I just thought that we'd throw in some recap of the actual games that we were talking about here.
I'm just messing.
And obviously, Kamara having a good game tonight and still playing in the bad weather over here on the West Coast. I wouldn't call it bad weather because we need the rain. So there is flooding going on and trucks are going over. So stuff's getting crazy over here in California. First it's fires, now it's just floods. We go from
one or the other.
Feast of famine, real quick.
Yeah, you always want what you don't have, apparently. Either dry or wet.
Yeah. So let's finish off.
Good. Was that it?
Did we get here?
Yeah. So we got a couple more in here, and then we'll wrap it up.
Couple recappers.
So Ranson Ingram, if you're still with us here, man, it's the first time I've seen your name, so make sure you like and subscribe. And again, for those of you guys who didn't catch the beginning part, for every new subscribe that we get to the channel between now and October 1st, we're going to be donating to the the St. Jude Breast Cancer Foundation.
That's two different foundations, but yeah.
Oh, okay. The St. Jude Foundation and then the Breast Cancer Foundation. So we
Save
will.
the tatas.
There you go. So we will do our donation for that for every subscriber we get between now and the end of the month, and that will be capped out at $100, just in case things get a little too crazy. But if it's not too much more than that, then we'll all throw in. We'll make it happen. So biggest thing is help support
I'm willing
us.
to go more than that. I just want to see what it
yeah, we'll see where we get.
I want to see what it does.
If it takes off, then we'll get there. So help us help everyone else out there, man. Something simple could help save lives. So just hitting that subscribe button for us. What could I trade for with Brandon Cooks and TJ Hawkinson? So if you had in Ranson, I know you're probably new to us here. We usually do our buy, sell, trade, and roster management show on Wednesday. But because you're new here with us, we'll take the time here at the end of the show to get into it. So if you guys had Brandon Cooks and TJ Hawkinson, what kind of piece would you be looking for? Or I'm sorry, what would you be looking to get to trade away Brandon Cooks and TJ Hawkinson, if that's how I said it?
Well, it's kind of crazy as it sounds, is maybe going for like a DK Metcalf owner that's not happy with somebody that he has right now. Cordero Patterson is another guy. I mean, kind of buying high on that guy, but he's going to be balling out for the rest of the season, seems like, over there in Atlanta. Those are some
Mike
guys
Davis,
I'd be looking at.
Yeah, Mike Davis did get hurt. We didn't get into that too much, but looks like it might be the Cordell show over there as a feature back if he wasn't already. What about you, Dustin?
What could I trade for Brandon Cooks and TJ Hawkinson?
Yeah, you have Cooks and Hawkinson. What kind of piece would you be looking for in return? It's tough to kind of not know.
I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I'm always after running backs. I don't care what your team is.
Right.
Find me a running back. Hey, maybe get a Damian Harris. He could be a lot higher than that, but Brandon Cook has had his weeks. TJ Hawkinson had his weeks. I was literally just saying to sell Damian Harris. So I'm thinking that's what they're doing. Maybe you could turn both those guys into A.J. Brown. He's back. I don't know if somebody will go for that. But again, Brandon Cooks was top 5, 10 the whole year, and he just recently just had we'll just say a game that wasn't up to his standard this week. So shoot high and get turned down. Get scary Terry. People need tight ends. Hawkinson's name's up there with them.
Yeah. What do you? How do you feel about Tyrod Taylor coming back with as far as Cooks' outlook rest of the season?
I think it helps him for sure. Did Davis Mills?
So would you put him more on the kind of buy low if you can, with Tyrod Taylor possibly coming back?
Oh yeah, I would definitely want Brandon Cooks on my team.
Okay. So in this
case, shout out Brandon Cooks. 209.
So should he? So in this case, would you rather hold Cooks and Hawkinson at this point? I mean, or
not if I could get any of those names that I was talking about.
Any of those running backs, right? Okay.
I wouldn't mind holding either one of them. But then again, if you're going to give me a package deal, because I'm assuming if you're even talking about trading TJ Hawkinson, you have other tight ends. You probably picked up a Knox or you have a Schultz stuff like that. So, I'm comfortable rocking with Schultz the rest of the year, even over Knox. Knox is going to do good. He's going to have his 2 touchdown games and not. I'm with Frank on the Uzama. There's tight ends out there, man. We've been figuring it out. So,
how do you feel about someone like Keenan Allen? You think you could get someone like Keenan Allen?
Oh, if you could get him.
You never know. Throw trade offers. People are kind of weird, man. And some of these trades that are going through here that we see, you're like, how'd you get that guy? You know what I mean? Yeah. But somebody offered.
Shoot it for Waller.
Shoot it for Waller. Who knows? So this is why I say this kind of with Keenan Allen, and we'll probably get into it more on Wednesday. But Keenan Allen is someone I'm kind of looking to target, myself. He's only had 1 touchdown so far this year. So in that case, I figure there's some, regression to the mean. And his last 3 games, he's seen 11 targets, 9 targets, and 5 targets. So it's definitely regressing. And if you even count the, week 3, it'd be 8, 7, 6, 5. So it's going down. And then he's only had 50 yards, 36 yards, 75 yards, and then 50 yards. And again, no touchdowns. So either there's some regression coming here. Maybe Mike Williams gets hurt. He becomes the focal point again. I think if you can buy low on him, he might be a nice piece, to kind of have a good second half of the season. They're coming out of the bye. They get New England, Philly, Minnesota, Pittsburgh. Then they go Denver, Cincy, New York Giants, and then their playoff schedule is really nice with Kansas City at Houston and home against Denver. So those are all indoor dome games for weeks 15, 16, and 17, and all nice projected shootouts and division games, and then against Houston. So someone I might look to target.
That's future stuff. Right
Solid.
Hopefully that was a good enough breakdown. See, it was his first question with us, so I wanted to give him that, attention and really break it down for him and not just think we're glossing over his questions here and moving on down the line. So, Ranson, we appreciate you. Like and subscribe for us, man. And hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday. For Jonah, if it's in the chat, I think I have it already. So if you want to put it in the sleeper channel again, definitely send me a DM there for that Kelsey package. I haven't forgot. So we'll definitely get into that off air. And his Chubb and Heineke trade too. Yeah, no, we mentioned that. That was a highway robbery. How you could trade for him and then get him back. So that's how the whole marching band. That's how the whole marching band conversation started. So we definitely got into that. But yeah, Jonah, appreciate it, man. Hit us up on the sleeper. Unless you guys got anything else, man. You guys got anything else you want to add before we get out of here, man? It was a crazy week of football, man.
I hope you're doing good in your league, and I hope we've helped you so far. But yeah, it's crunch time. Now you got to make a push. If you're in your league, especially after this bye-nado just happened, I survived it in my leagues. I got both my wins. A very tough loss over here in our listener league, but hey, I put up the points though. It wasn't like I didn't give it a go. You know what I mean? Like
you went down like a champ
on the bye-nado. You know what I mean? Like, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, other than that, shoot, thanks for liking and subscribing and watching. Wednesday show's on, right?
It is. Dustin, how'd you do in your leagues this week, man, overall?
More wins than losses, but I got beat up in the sleeper league. NYG whooped me. I played you. You would. Yeah. And yours wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad, but I got you.
We would have lost to damn near everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, league, we had a pretty ugly matchup.
Yeah.
But
I'm honestly on this underdog hype right now, guys. So
yeah. No, I'm down to do one with you when we get off. So let's get off. And
if you guys aren't on it, like we said, they have that new promotion. They're matching you up to $100. Code Get Right. Let us know if you guys do get into that. We'd love to just play around with you, toss ideas around for rivals, stuff like that. So
he's on it already. You can tell. All right, guys. Good night.
He's on it. He's like, he's like, see you guys.
I told you I was on Underdog. He's already making moves.
He's like, all right, who's gonna have more yards? All right, guys. Peace out.
All right, guys. Peace out. Have a good night.